Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because it's Friday. You know what that means? Another episode of Frightful Fridays. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to review a movie I've already seen. Because yesterday, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, was the 43rd anniversary of the release in theaters of American Werewolf in London, which is my favorite werewolf movie ever, and which includes the greatest, again in my opinion, werewolf transformation scene ever in the history of cinema. And there's a reason why it is so good. Or the story behind it being put in there was, if you watch movies, werewolf movies before that, especially like the older Universal ones, they'd never show the transformation, the whole transformation in scene. Like the original ones, like the Wolfman and all Larry Talbot and all that, they'd be showing him, and then the first ones it would like go down to his feet, and you'd see his feet change, and then it'd go back up, and he'd already be there, and then a little later they'd show his face, like coming in, but you'd never see the whole transformation. And John Landis, the director, wanted to show the transformation, the whole transformation on film, in light, so you could see it and show you how it could be so painful and all that. So they had that done, and it was John Dykstra who did it. And that was the first year they had an Academy Award for special effects, and that scene won it. But anyway, didn't mean to go off on a tangent on that. Yep. But we have American Werewolf in London. I'm sure it's on a bunch of different channels. It came out in 1981. Directed by John Landis. You've probably seen at least one of his movies. Blues Brothers, Animal House, this, a few other ones. Okay, so what we have here, it's got what is their names? You have David Naughton and Griffin Dunn as these two Americans. They're backpacking through England. And it starts out with them, just in the not backwoods, but the back country of England, somewhere. And it starts to rain, so they go into this pub, and it's just full of all these locals, and there's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? They get sort of a chilly reception, and you know that there's something wrong with the place. There's a big pentagram on the wall, and they're like, look, you gotta go, and stay off the moors. Beware the moonlight, stay off the moors. So they go there, and they don't beware the moonlight, they don't stay off the moors, and they get attacked by a wolf. Griffin Dunn's character, this isn't really giving anything away, they both get attacked. Griffin Dunn's character dies, David Naughton's character lives. And that's how you got the American Werewolf in London, because he gets bit, and he winds up waking up 3 weeks later in the hospital. And this is his journey from, that's the first 20 minutes of the movie, and everything else is after that. It is just this great movie because it's not just a horror movie. It's funny, which it's not. I don't think its original intent was to be a horror comedy. How like you have Tucker and Dunn fight evil or something like that. Or maybe it was. I don't know, but it is really committed to both of them because there are some really just intense scenes in there because you have him slowly beginning to wonder if he's losing his mind because there's not a lot of werewolf action in this movie. It's only the last few minutes of the movie, a little bit of the movie where he starts to change because it's the duration, it's the trip up of the last week where he's staying with this nurse and getting visited by Griffin Dunn's character. So it's building up. So you have the tension building up, and and that's where there's the funny parts because his Griffin Dunn is just like, dude, you gotta, It's a heavy subject, but there's some humor to it. But then once it hits, you're like, oh God, it kind of shows the horror of what it would be like. Because, you have the initial change in there, and boy, they did a goddamn good job on that. Because this is the one where it's the type where it's 3 days of the full moon, even though there's technically one. And, the first 2 nights, it's just little bits and pieces of it, seeing people getting attacked. You get a little quick view of the werewolf, which is just another thing I really like is they don't shoot their load right away. You get, a shot of really quick shot, really quick shot, really quick shot. And then, the next day you go, the realization of, oh, geez, what had happened, and everyone else investigating what's going on, and him going, probably not the greatest way to describe everything, but it spends a lot of time with the psychology of it, of what it's like having to go through it, up until the end when it actually, you get him going through Piccadilly Circus in London and this major attack. Came out in 1981 and it is still, just the way it is written, the way it is done, the way it is shot, still makes it, it doesn't seem dated. It doesn't seem, like, how that wouldn't happen, It's kind of ageless and it's so well done that you just sit down and you're like, I really can't go into it right now without giving away stuff that I don't want to. But you've got the 2 central characters, one dead, one alive, Griffin Dunn and wow, I can't even remember the central. David Naughton. You have the relationship between David Naughton and the nurse. And then you have the doctor who is setting out trying to figure out, like, wait a minute, there is something going on here. And it all wraps up into this really awesome ending, which is just monstrous and kind of funny at the same time. If that makes any sense. But I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 just because it is such a fantastic movie. Just still really well done with special effects, well acted, and a shit ton better than that attempt at a sequel that they made. But anyway, let me just want to ask if you guys have seen it, what you thought of it, and like, subscribe, most of all. Enjoy your comments. Enjoy your horror movies.